Good day. We have the first questions. Why is the cost of the fee is not the same as shown in the Sychar? Answer: yes, there are really small differences with the schedule, but also we have small differences with the planned attraction of investments, and therefore we do not fit a little bit into those declared positions regarding the work performed which we must do. But the problem is not the project, the problem is that advanced cash does not work for us and will not work until late, because advanced cash refused to work with us. But again, the problem is not in the project. They stop working with Russian companies. I cannot influence these circumstances. So far we are thinking about how we can get advanced cash to be present in our website. As I said earlier, only a Russian joint stock company has it, having economy with the way of registering shares that we had the place to be. We are actually cut off from 98.5% of investors around the world, because today only Russian citizens can properly issue shares, because in other case you must either write out a notarized power of attorney, which must be translated and notarized, also sent to the Russian Federation and verified at Russian embassy. Everything comes with experience, with knowledge. Therefore, now we are working on the selection of the state where it will be best open a company. By September 15th, we have our own electronic key, and thanks to this, it can be exchanged for stocks after the company enters the free exchange market. After the announcement of the video, we are preparing a pleasant event for shareholders. We are not talking about contracts signed by someone or about pre-order. No, but anyway, the project is gaining credibility momentum. Therefore, there's every reason to raise the value of stocks at least by 50 kopecks, is 0.5 Russian ruble, maybe even by 1 Russian ruble. But for this you can need to sit and calculate everything carefully to that price is justified. Changes will be. Question: what will happen to a company if something happens with you? So, as there were a lot of sensible projects before, but they never come to life. Answer: until 2019 there were several million years of people, and only a few of them received the results that we know today. No one is safe from risks, they are always there. About what might happen, no one knows. I don't think something could happen to me. Health is perfect order. Personally, I have confidence that everything will be fine. In fact, if something happened to the company, I have scarce potential rights that I possess. They will also be inherited. We have a monopoly until 2038. In some countries, foreign patenting has already been launched. Therefore, even in the negative case, a patent will still exist. Patents will still be obtained in those countries where we have already paid. Accordingly, these rights will extend to these countries. Well, I don't think that my heirs will react differently to those who are investing in this project today, who are happening to move forward. There's every reason to have the right to claim part of future income, even if something happened to me. Moreover, we are now introducing an electronic digital key which will be issued. They will become to everyone in the email. This is a document that indicates that a certain amount has been transferred and that he has the right to exchange his electronic key after the company enters the free market. Such a tendency, someone who has a good understanding of the project, as a rule, they remain in it. But if you looked at the project obliquely in 5-10 minutes, if you did not receive complete, objective and reliable information, it happens that people simply refuse to buy shares. In this regard, work is underway so that we have online consultants through social networks. There are those people who have complete information about the project, have seen a test installation, and will be able to answer any questions. If a person is not a Russian citizen, in which country and from what period should taxes be paid? Taxes are always paid only from the moment when someone receives any profit. While you haven't received a profit on your shares, you don't have to pay anything. Question: tell us how the negotiations with the Krylov University are held, and are they held at all? Answer: I am not familiar with such university. Specify the name of the university, please. Question: will be co-owners of the company or just investors? Answer: of course, you are investing now. In return, you get shares. Shares give you the right to own part of the company, and you can dispose of this part of the company. You can receive dividends from company income. You can also implement them, but only after you exchange your electronic key for shares. But if it will be soon, not earlier than 2023. This must be understood. In addition to the fact that we need to obtain patents abroad to show on the layout how it works. At some point, we have to prove it in real objects about 30 meters high in order to build it necessary to determine the territory on which it will be built and actually build the installation. For a year and a half, this is not done. This is done, and everything will depend on the amount of investment that we receive. At the moment, we have about 23.5 million rubles raised, part of which went to advertisement on the project. Project is progressing, and we hope that thanks to the consultants we're going to attract, the advertising will be more extensive and accordingly will attract more investment. Question: is it possible to give shares to your child after reaching the age of majority in 2 years, even if the company has not yet reached profit? Answer: we have no share. We have an electronic digital key. At some point it will appear. It will give all the transcripts of all the items that will be present there. You can't give it. It can only be passed by will. This is a prerequisite so that there is no purchase and sale of these digital keys at the startup stage. Because investors are like passengers on a ship we booted, all came with their resources and set sail, and you cannot change the composition of the team during swimming. If investors will have the opportunity to sell keys, and a large number of these keys will appear on the market, then our site and project will not be able to sell them, and accordingly the project development will become, and our ship will stop halfway, and this will not meet the requirements of a startup development. Therefore, if suddenly something happened to someone, the digital key can be passed by will, but it will be possible to exchange it only when the company enters the free digital market. Up to this point, you cannot sell or donate. Question: when is a restart planned with all the ensuing changes? Answer: restart will be at the moment when we will be fully prepared. This is availability of such content. There should be from 1 to 1.5 months layout, which I plan to put on the roof of my office, and which will show my work under a webcam. There will be a horizontal wine farm with a meter and our vertical, and visually it will be possible to evaluate and compare the work online. After that, we will work out this installation, the horizontal axis, the vertical axis, and begin to spread it around the world. We will install prototypes in different cities of the world, which will also serve as an excellent advertisement, and people from different parts of the world will be able to visually see the operation of a wine farm. Uber startup was also cautious, but nonetheless it turned out to be successful. The person will have the opportunity to understand that this innovation is not only no worth, it is much more needed, and will receive much more distribution and market size than Uber. We are also working on the introduction of QR codes. Perhaps someone will wish to build such an object measure efficient for their resources. We have all the drawings, we can send them by mail to a resident, for example, of Vladivostok. A resident of Vladivostok collects this layout for these resources, negotiates in Japan, places it, and next to it is a QR code with a referral link. Why not? This option is also possible. Thus, we can't very quickly disseminate information about the project and clearly prove the operability of this project. There can be many scenarios: stick on the car and in the elevator, or most importantly, without damage to other people's property. Question: where is the restart plant will all ensuring changes? Answer: when there will be full confidence that we have the appropriate content, that the materials for promoting decent quality, that there are enough of them, that will be we finally understood how to submit the project correctly, made recommendations, and we will have some rules. By the way, we have the book to be needed. She has already gone on sale. I think if you want to promote this project, you should definitely familiarize yourself with it. There is enough voluminous material in order to qualitatively promote a project of product. A very useful book. You can order it in any way content for you. You can write me the message: I want a book. My contacts are on the page also. This is a very important book for those who want to launch their projects. Dennis, what is your education? Answer: industrial and civil construction is one entity, and the second is financial management. Question: I invest from abroad. What pitfalls should I expect? Answer: no pitfalls are expected. At some point we will register a joint stock company in the most convenient country for this. We will evaluate the patent of some reputable organization that we trust. We get a patent with a lot of zeros. We will introduce it as an authorized capital in this very organization. We will issue shares. We will bring these stocks to free trading, and then we transfer to you your shares. How would this happen? You open an account with a depository broker. You call him. A courier arrives to you and will attest all your documents, pay the money for the call, and you have an account with this organization. After that, you notify that you have an account open. The order of the owner of the shares appears. I will be the owner of the shares and well as the founder, and these shares are put into your account no matter what country in the world you are, but it will not be soon. Question: open a company in Australia and your cryptocurrency. Answer: to realize cryptocurrency, you also need to work on this and agree. The cryptocurrency market is very well developed in the USA, but only US citizens are allowed there. In other countries it's not yet very developed, and again we get addicted. We need to come, coordinate, and we do not need this. At a startup, it all depends on who is driving. The few elements in the structure, the more reliable it is. We agreed we were given the layout parameters, and we agreed that we built a 2-meter layout, bring it to them, and make a good video where we can see the movement of floors. A larger number of chambers will be used there. There's a dry ice sensors of measuring the air mass pressure for every square millimeter as a given moment. We're building a 2-meter layout now. I think that the first point will be in Novosibirsk because we plan to take part in Technoprom. This is a very serious event, and we are now waiting for innovation from the Ministry of Science and Innovation of the Novosibirsk region of Russia. When we receive it, we will announce this news. Question: when is the distribution of keys planned? I can move. Answer: this is not a problem. Distribution of keys will be in the mail. You want the original of this digital key. This is also not a problem, but you will have to pay for the postal services yourself. Let's plan September 15th as the start date for the issuance of digital keys. Question: such a layout for a web camera will be installed accordingly after purging of mathematical model. Do I understand correctly? Answer: the parameters of this object are 95%, and so it is clear how it should look. When we are going to build a real building, then will be needs a digital and mathematical model. This is prerequisite in order not to make construction mistakes. I think it's too early for us to talk about these models, since this must be done for reference to a specific place. In order to take into account the wind rows, the size of this object, its purpose, and after that it's necessary to engage in a mathematical model. Therefore, the layers of from 1 to 1.5 meters, which are planned to be delivered around the world, will clearly show the principle of work. Question: will there be several prototype models for several megapolises at the same time? Answer: I think we will distribute similar models. We need to reach a large audience in the lowest cost. Question: shares are not issued yet. What can potential investors say about the registration of shares? How to comment on this moment? Answer: we really do not issue shares now. It is the right of investors to inform in this way, due to the fact that 98.5% of potential investors today do not receive investment opportunities due to an incomprehensible and complicated registration procedure. It was decided to open a company abroad, but this process is not fast. Therefore, digital keys will be issued from me and as from the author and copyright holder of the patent on September 15th. Get acquainted with its form and understand its essence. The wind rows may change over time. Answer: yes, it can, but we can take airflow from either side. What's the essence of a startup? Answer: we have an invention. This is a building that can supply itself with electric energy due to airflows and a volume in order to fully provide itself with energy. I'm the author of the project. There is a Russian patent. Now we need to obtain patents in all countries, and in this way extend our monopoly right to use this patent formula to as a large territory as possible. This work requires quite serious costs. In order over 35 million Russian rubles. This investment is being attracted through crowdfunding. After the company enters the free stock market, you receive shares. The company will sell licenses for the use of this technology. This first sale of this license is planned for 2023 and further spread the idea around the world. Everything will work out. Everything is gradually, step by step. We're gaining momentum. Read startup development stories where it all started, and you will find many examples of successful project launches, which very few believed in the initial stage. See you soon.